today on 15 on 15.
The Aruba delegation is currently in Cuba for the 60th annual UNWTO Conference on Tourism. Plus, Aruba's fighters took the night at the RC2 MMA Championship. And for the first time in decades, a cruise docks in Cuba.
Thank you for joining us on another edition of 15 on 15 right here on Channel 15 ATV with Daniela Piazzi. Let's get started with our latest local news topics. Presently, an Aruban tourism delegation is in Cuba for the 60th annual United Nations World Tourism Organization Conference. During this trip, Aruba's Minister of Tourism, along with tourism entities on the island, hope to come to an agreement with Cuba on tourism policies.
Each year, the Aruba Tourism Authority, together with the Aruba Hotel and Tourism Association, bring together a group of tour operators from North American markets to experience the product of Aruba and meet with different key stakeholders within the Aruban tourism industry. One of valuable meeting points is the marketplace, where all the hotels and key stakeholders showcase their products and services while building and maintaining relationships with tour operators. 71 strategic market partners from the United States and Canada will be coming together for the following 3 days to share information and expertise regarding Aruba's tourism market. Additionally, 3 topics of interest for this 3-day event include the beautification process of tourism regions on the island, as well as the improvement of the island. The purpose of this conference will be to reinforce knowledge about Aruba to executives and associates of the industry. Considering that North American markets contributed to 54.3% of Aruba's tourism market in 2015 and 58.4% within the first 3 months of 2016. The official opening event will take place on Tuesday, May 3rd, with guest speakers including Sanju Leidens at ATA, Jim Heppel from AHATA, and the Ritz-Carlton General Manager. Thereafter, on Thursday morning, the delegates will receive an island tour to explore the various activities Aruba has to offer to its visitors.
So, as the popular saying goes, if you can't beat them, join them. And that is exactly what Aruba's tourism entities are attempting to accomplish. Moving forward, this week, the annual tourism conference of Aruba will be taking place, where 71 travel partners within North American markets, including airlines, travel wholesalers, and online travel sites, are coming together on the island to strategize, brainstorm, network, and receive updates on Aruba's tourism product.
This week, the Aruban delegation of tourism entities was present at the opening ceremony of the 60th annual United Nations World Tourism Organization's Conference in Cuba. During this event, Aruba got the opportunity to exchange opinions and ideas with the Cuban Minister of Tourism, Manuel Marrero Cruz, and the General Secretary of the organization, Taleb Rifai, which in fact will be present in Aruba for the Happiness 360 conference later this year. During this trip, Aruba hopes to establish cooperation with Cuba when it comes to tourism. Since early last year, negotiations have begun between both countries to create cruise ship routes between Cuba and Aruba, along with other Caribbean islands. This same plan has been proposed to neighboring islands of Curacao and Panama. Another topic of interest between the two countries is a dual destination program, which opens job platforms for countries and for regions around the globe. Throughout this week, Aruba hopes to be able to share its experience with cruise ship tourism and offer insight on the local strategies. Since Aruba has demonstrated to be successful in the cruise ship industry as a top destination to dock in the Caribbean. Other topics that will be brought forward are all-inclusives, timeshares, transport, culture, and agriculture, which all have a heavy influence on the tourism industry and industries around the globe. Simply put, Aruba sees Cuba as a brand new destination. Although they have existed for a long period of time already, soon they will be experiencing changes within their regulation, which will make the region a popular vacation destination for American visitors. Therefore, Aruba hopes to join forces with the country so both can benefit from the emerging market.
We'll be sure to keep you updated on all the developments of this conference. Moving forward, as a part of Aruba's government's push towards a greener and cleaner sustainable island by 2020, Aruba's Prime Minister Mike Amon recently signed an agreement with the leading electronic company in the world, Philips, to switch out all public lighting, both indoor and outdoor, to eco-friendlier version of LED.
Philips is known for its development in technology, in the area of so many electronic products, but definitely has made history with its lighting. And for that reason, we approached Philips in order to see if we can work on a mutual project where we will convert the lighting of Aruba in general, both the public lighting outside as well as in the buildings of Aruba, to LED, and also based on a higher technology in the way we can control also the lighting. And we have found Philips more than willing to work with Aruba in this area. And today we are signing a contract which is also very characteristic of the contents. It's also very innovative in the way the contract is drafted, and definitely something very attractive for the Ministry of Finance of Aruba, because what we have arranged here is that Philips will install and will convert the lighting in 35 buildings of the government of Aruba to LED lighting, and we will be installing very artistic, I might say, lighting in 2 public spaces to start with. We will be paying for this contract with the savings that we will be making from the conversion. As everyone knows, LED lights consume much less energy than the conventional lights, and a calculation was made that based over 5 years, the savings that we will be making will cover also the investments that we will be making in the conversion. So it's a win-win.
We'll be back with more 15 on 15 after a quick commercial break.
When we come back from the break, we have the highlights on the RFC2 event in Aruba.
Thank you for staying with us right here on Channel 15 ATV. During this weekend's RFC2 MMA Championship, 24 international and local fighters went head-to-head for the title. And although the international fighters came well prepared, Aruba's athletes are the ones who shined throughout the entire night.
The Aruba Entertainment Center was packed with over 5,000 MMA fans from across the island on Friday night. The Aruban RFC organization brought top MMA professionals from Brazil, Venezuela, the Netherlands, and the United States to go head-to-head with Aruba's talents. In past local events, the RFC organization hosted over 5,000 Aruban fanatics, and with a variety of local talents this time, including fan favorites such as Gregory Milliart, Tristan Ned, and Chiara Petrocchi, it was not an exception. In a competition which was titled Aruba versus the World, international fighters from around the globe stepped up to the plate for this world-recognized championship. The fan favorite fights of the night were between Michael Kuiper and Gregory Milliart, Evan Ned and Houston Alexander, and Chiara Petrocchi versus Alejandra Trump. However, in all 3 fights, Aruba's own fan favorites were reigned champions, these being Gregory Milliart, Evan Ned, and Chiara Petrocchi.
Congratulations to the winning athletes of this event. Turning the page, we can all say that at one point or another, we have regretted pressing that send button. But you might be able to get a chance because now a newly released app promises to be able to undo texting mistakes on WhatsApp, Facebook, and emails.
To many of us, it has happened time and time again. You'll have a few moments of bliss before you realize what you've done. Then you see it. They've read your message and not replied. Whether it's a red timestamp on iMessage or those dreaded blue ticks on WhatsApp, they'll send your heart sinking. But what if there's a way to ensure the recipient doesn't read the message at all? If you could only come to your senses and delete it before they're even aware you've given them a second thought. Here is where Protect Your Privates comes in, a new app which offers the security setting we've all been waiting for. If you've sent a message you deeply regret, simply tap the recall button and it becomes a thing of the past. Yes, it's that simple. It even erases it from the server, so it's like you never existed at all. And if you're worried about that person you're seeing screenshotting a deeply personal message you've sent, Well, Protect Your Privates could stop that from happening because the free app also has a built-in function that prevents people from taking screen grabs. So you can rest assured any private photos won't make it any further.
We'll be back with more 15 on 15 after a quick.
After the break, historic U.S. cruise docks in Havana.
Thank you for staying with us right here on Channel 15 ATV. After more than 5 decades, a U.S. cruise is heading into port into Havana, Cuba. This is one of the biggest commercial steps since last summer when the U.S. and Communist Cuba reestablished diplomatic relations. Our partners at NBC News got the exclusive look at this story. Check it out.
This morning, history is being made as this cruise ship becomes the first in more than a half-century to sail from Miami to Havana. Just 262 miles, but until now, it might as well have been light years. It's the maiden voyage to Cuba of Fathom's Adonia, a ship owned by Carnival Corporation.
We're going to be right at the heart of the city, just a few minutes walk from downtown.
American passengers about to step onto Cuban soil, a country that most U.S. citizens have been forbidden to visit since 1963.
We wanted to be part of history. It's just a really exciting thing. It's an honor.
The Cuba they will see has many Americans anxious to get here before it all changes.
I want to get there before Burger King shows up.
Before Burger King shows up. The voyage almost didn't happen. An old Cuban law still on the books banned anyone born on the island from coming in by sea. Cuban Americans in Miami protested, and the law changed, which is why Ana Garcia, who left Havana when she was 6, is today among a dozen Cuban-born Americans able to take this trip.
I've been waiting 48 years, 8 days and 8 hours. I left on April 24th, 1968. So I've been waiting for a long time, and it still seems absolutely surreal. Excuse me.
Cruising to Cuba comes with restrictions. Passengers can't go to the beach and drink mojitos. With the embargo still in effect, passengers technically are not tourists. They're on an educational or cultural visit.
It's all very new. It's all, it's all happening so quickly, but it's cool to see.
One ship, 700 passengers, but a sign perhaps of more to come.
I've met very few Americans who aren't curious about and really want to go and visit Cuba and experience the culture and the people there. So we see lots of pent-up demand.
Thank you so much for watching. These were your local news updates and trending Aruba topics. Be sure to like our 15 on 15 Facebook and Instagram page for all of your latest news updates. Also, don't forget to tune back in tomorrow night at 7:15 p.m. for more 15 on 15 right here on Channel 15 ATV. See you then.